Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roast with Coco Chanel Vanderwolf.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun, also with Coco Chanel Vanderwolf.
Yes, we needed a surprise guest for our latest
Of
edition of
course.
Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. This is Double Eviction night,
Mhm.
so we have to add a little bit of flair.
Absolutely, there has to be a special guest.
Yeah, and we have a lot of special content to get
Mhm.
into here because I feel like we can always talk about winners and losers, but the real winners are Team Fun feeds, as Hamster Watch always says,
Mhm.
because we kept a lot of the entertaining house guests and we lost Kelly and then Lauren.
Yeah, we lost Kelly, which feels like that needed to happen, or she was definitely going to be
Yes,
final two here for everybody. But Lauren, I mean, I was really excited to see her win that blockbuster. Like, I felt so miserable listening to Vince and Morgan all week
I
long with this
know.
Lauren thing and seeing her sitting outside the room being like, oh my God, I'm going home. I was just like, you know what, Team Lauren right now. Like, if you can just get out of this particular week, anything else that happens after that, the double next week, whatever, is fine. But like at that point, I was like, man, she is the total underdog right now. Her whole game is just getting completely unraveled. It is so ridiculous.
I was hoping that there was a very specific part of me that was like, okay, Lauren has won that blockbuster, and
Yeah.
then she's gonna go in, she can win the next HOH, and maybe we can prolong this cycle a little bit longer. But then there was this other part of me that was just like, as long as both Vince and Morgan are also there with Lauren, are we just going to repeat everything we've just seen?
No, I mean, there was part of me that was just like, I want to see Lauren win this blockbuster, win the HOH, and kick out Vince. Like, it just needed to roll out that way, but it didn't.
Yeah.
We have lost Lauren, but you know what? You fought the good fight in this. It was entertaining.
Yeah, we will go through everything that we saw in the double eviction. We'll give a
Mhm.
little bit of insight on the live feeds
Yep.
along the way. There's two evictions, of course, to talk about here. It seems like we have an endurance head of household coming. We're going to have some accelerated Big Brother play. But before
Hmm.
we dive into anything more here, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we are here with daily Big Brother 27 live feed
Hmm.
updates. We've had so much fun with you guys all season long. We love hearing what you have to say in the comments. And do not forget, in less than 1 week's time, Survivor 49 is finally here.
Absolutely. We also have the Amazing Race, which has a whole bunch of Big
Mhm.
Brother alumni racing with their loved ones, as well as the Traders UK. It's going to be coming pretty soon,
Yes.
sometime in October. They haven't announced a date yet, but we will be here for that as well. So hit that
Yes.
subscribe button, stick with us, chat with us more about Big Brother over on our Patreon. I'll leave a link for you below. Thank you so much to everyone who's been supporting us this season. It's been awesome.
Awesome, unbelievable. So many great adjectives to describe it, but
Yeah.
thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go through this piece by piece here because
Mhm.
I think the first interesting question to sort of talk about here is, was there a situation where Lauren ended up being the first person eliminated tonight? And it seems as though had Keanu won that blockbuster that we were going to see Morgan get rid of Lauren on Vince's HOH, which would have been very funny.
It would have been funny. I mean, Vince did this to himself. I
Yes.
know there's some people out there also, like, oh, Morgan pushed him into it. That's right. She did. And right now, she feels like the person that is at the top to win this game. She put in some work, whether you like it or you didn't
Yeah.
like it and you didn't want to watch it anymore. As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives feeds all week long.
Yes.
She got what she wanted, which was to get Lauren on that block and to try to get her out. And I think if she hadn't won that blockbuster, she would have been gone on that first one. She would have gotten it. But regardless if she had gotten it then, she's gotten it now because she ended up being the second HOH and she got Lauren out. Morgan is the one to beat. Anybody that goes to the end with her has lost.
1,000%. Like Morgan, even going in tonight, she was in a really good spot. Like coming out of tonight,
Yes.
HOH, multiple power of veto competitions, a level of control in the game that not a lot of other people have. Even what Kelly said going out the door about how Morgan is
Yes.
just going to basically wind up Vince like a toy and Vince is just going to do whatever she wants. Like, all of that is evidence.
Absolutely. I mean, Kelly didn't need to say that. I think everybody already knew that, but
Yes.
it's out there in the ether now.
Okay, so as we kind of go through the sequence of events here, let's start with this last blockbuster competition. We can all rejoice the blockbuster is done.
Okay, great. So we have like 12 days left, 11 days left, and finally it's got, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. 10 days to the end, and here we go.
I will tell you all that 10 days from now, I would still be doing this blockbuster because they're going to give me and my cerebral palsy hands and tell me to try to put it in the. I was so frustrated even still watching this because even with my own limitations, I was looking at Keanu and looking at Kelly do the worst job imaginable in this comp. And I was just like, use both hands. It stabilizes what you're doing a little bit more. Like, what are you guys doing?
Listen, I thought that this would have been perfect for you because I watch you throw baskets all the time.
Okay, listen, I played basketball when I was in 4th grade and I was very good, but there's a reason why. I had my growth spurt really early, so when I was in 4th grade, I was 6 feet tall and I had like a foot on everybody else. But it's just like, yeah, in theory, I would love to think I'm going to do good at this, but it just feels like these other two really bungled it and Lauren did awesome. I also got to give a small Academy Award here for Morgan. Morgan's performance once Lauren came back and they announced that she had won the block. Like, Morgan, she looks so happy when we know she was not.
Absolutely. And I mean, I know when they were like, oh, and here they all come, we'll announce who won and who didn't win. And you could just see it all over Lauren's face, smiling all down the stairs that she had won. It was over.
Yeah, and now a lot of us feeders out here, we knew that this scenario basically meant that it was like, okay, we are going to see Kelly evicted, and I don't think any of us were altogether mad about this.
No, I mean, even her interview to me was just like her sitting there, great, owned that you were annoying and that you're annoying and that you're annoying everybody. And it's kind of like, I just have a hard time understanding why you want to do that to other people. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Here's the reality of it is that it doesn't seem like Kelly wanted to be on Big Brother in the first place, that she tried out for something else and she just ended up kind of landing here as story goes. And it just felt like she was just there for the heck of it the entire time. She wanted to make a name for herself. She didn't really know the show, didn't care about the show. So I think she just got bored and wanted to be messy and said some nasty things about people here and there, caused a little bit of chaos. It's like, one of the few things that I enjoyed about Kelly all season was her throwing Vince under the bus. And yeah, she didn't need to, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I guess at least you're doing something.
The only thing I've enjoyed about Kelly this season is watching her go out the door, go to jury house. She's going to go there and annoy more people. I'm just like, you're not even playing the game anymore. Like, let it go, man. We get it.
Yeah, I will at least ask this question of you and everybody else out there. Like, we all knew because of the feeds that Kelly was going to be evicted in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Was anyone else still just terrified, though? Because our guy Keanu, this was the first time all season he was there on the block when it was time for that eviction, and Vince had the tiebreaker vote.
No, he wasn't gonna. No way. I was not worried at all. There is no way he was gonna send out someone who was an ally over Kelly, since the Adrian vote has basically been like, you're my number one target. I'm gonna get you. No, he was not going to send out Keanu, but I mean, it was pretty interesting seeing Vince completely crash out when Morgan won that HOH, because he knew that his allies, they were all going on the block.
Yeah, it's a weird situation for this guy at this point, because this is what happens late game. When you make alliances with everybody, you have to come across like, oh, I'm upset, I'm so torn up, but also like, man, this could really screw over my game. It's just like Vince is just this constant cavalcade of emotions that are all caused by his own actions.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, he's made lots of final deals with everyone. Even Kelly out the door is like, oh, I made one with me on
Yeah.
like day 2. It's like, okay, yeah, but it was over already by like week 3. So, does this matter?
Here is just the thing about Vince in general, is that it's very easy for all of us to point and laugh at Vince for making all these sort of deals.
Mm-hmm.
We also have to remember at this point, Ava had an alliance with Kelly, with Lauren. At times, she's had a final 2 with Ashley. That's Big Brother.
Yeah, here's the difference though. When you make your final 2s or final 3s or whatever, typically there's only a couple that are real, and you keep fanning that flame because it's real. The problem here is that Vince was making all of them real, and he was putting all this work into every single person to make it real, where instead it's like, oh yeah, we'll have a final 2. Oh, okay, cool, no problem. You're not going to say no, but then you don't really talk about it again.
Okay, I'm going to put on tinfoil hat here because I have another question. I have a lot of questions tonight.
Yeah.
Did Morgan make a mistake with these nominations? Now, I know it worked out for her and that ultimately Lauren ended up going, but
Yes.
when she put up Keanu and Lauren, I was sitting back and being like, okay, we know that Ava Pearl is not a competition beast in Big Brother, but like the competitions tonight, one of them was just, okay, can you throw a ball in the right spot? And the other one was a Q&A. Like Ava could have won those. If Ava had won the veto and taken Lauren off the block, it's just like Morgan wouldn't have been able to do what she wanted. She could have still gotten Keanu out, but still.
Yeah, no, I think those were absolutely the right nominations. And then if whoever used it, you just put up Ava because Ava's not going to end up going home. It's better just to put up both of Vince's people and make sure that one of them goes home.
Okay, so we get to this Power of Veto competition, and boy, we have a lot of material to talk about with this Power of Veto competition here.
Absolutely. Starting with Vince. You threw that, and you should have. It was the right thing to do.
Yeah, he 100% threw this because
Absolutely.
not to just make this video about all of my various ailments and be like Vince in that segment where he's talking about all his aches and pains, but it's like, as someone who's legally blind, that was the easiest competition of all time to spot where that guy is. If I can see where the mastermind is, Vince, you knew every single one of those.
Okay, the one that he threw, that one was very obvious. I didn't see the first one at all. When that first one came up, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be so bad at this competition. My eyesight, I mean, it's not as bad as yours. It's not great or anything, but I couldn't see it the first. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, he's in a TV. Okay, I'll start looking at all the TVs. The second one, I also didn't see him. I was like, oh, but there's some TVs over here, so I'll just pick that. I have no idea if he was like actually in the TV or not, but I got it right. He was in that one. But the one that Vince threw, I was like, it was so obvious. It was like his whole body in a bush. I was just like, there is no way that you didn't see that.
That move was so emblematic of Vince's entire game, where he set himself up really well in game, and he has just become increasingly cowardly with every single turn. Like just this idea of, okay, I know I would love to use the veto on Lauren, but I know I can't because Morgan will get really mad at me. That's going to be this huge, huge problem.
No, this was 1,000% the right move. He had 2 allies on the block. If he had won that veto, either one of them, he was going to lose that vote. Like it was going to make Morgan mad. There was no scenario where this was going to be good for Vince. You should have thrown it, and you did. Finally, you're back somewhat.
Okay, so here's the thing. From a game standpoint, you're correct. From an entertainment standpoint, I wanted the mess. I wanted Vince to win this. I wanted like those 2 minutes of emotional hand wringing, watching him kind of debate what to do. And he completely deprived us of this opportunity.
Yeah, but he's back, right? Right?
Hey.
No, he can't win this game. He's already completely ruined his game in this past like 2 weeks. It was just really, really bad gameplay, but this was correct.
Okay, so like here's the ultimate thing here. Even Vince, with all of his cowardliness as of late, I think anybody who takes out Morgan at this point wins the game. And even Vince, if Vince, you find a way to take out Morgan, I don't know if you would ever do this, but if you find a way to do it and claim that move, and then you try to spin this story, even if it's a lie at the end of, I was using Morgan and I knew that Morgan was the biggest target and I took her out and try to like rewrite history. Like maybe you have a chance.
I don't think he wins against anybody at this point. I think even if he takes out Morgan, he doesn't win. This last HOH of his where Morgan completely just used him like a puppet, it's so close to the end when people are voting that they're not going to not remember that. I just think it just doesn't matter.
It's going to be hard on him. I guess it might be possible in right configurations, but it is a situation where he has a lot to overcome. And really, with a lot of these people, they have a lot to overcome, especially versus somebody like Ashley, who is a lawyer who's going to be very well spoken at the end. And I think about her at this point against someone like Keanu, who, I was jumping for joy when Keanu won this veto. I was just like, let's go, Messy King Final Five. But Keanu might go to the end and just spout out the most delusional jury speech of all time, talking about how he's a mastermind and always knew what's going on, and he could easily lose against anybody.
Yeah, but if he's still up there against Vince, I still think he loses. I think the person that people really need to look at getting rid of now is Ava. And that's because you've got Kelly on the jury now. You've got Lauren on the jury now. You've got people who really like her. Will is on the jury. There's a lot of votes that are sitting there for Ava. And even though Ava, I don't think deserves to win this game, she just hasn't done nearly enough outside of the things that she has said that I don't really like.
Yeah.
She has the votes to win against a lot of people at this point, just on a likability from the jury.
That's the thing, is that Big Brother, it's always about who endeared yourself to them most over the course of the season.
It's a social game.
Yeah, and we have seen results like that over the years. So yeah, we can't rule something out like Ava, especially because she has these number of allies who have made their way over there at this point.
Yeah, she has to go.
Yeah, so I think that's something to really think about. But now we get to this eviction where Lauren becomes the latest person, a member of the jury. Keanu had an interesting decision here, and he was like milking it, of course, bragging about his veto, rubbing his hands together. You do you, King. But once we got to the point where he was voting and he decided to vote to send Lauren out, like, it's probably the right move. But I want to talk something out here for a moment, because if you keep Lauren in the game, you're basically being like, okay, I know Morgan desperately wants Lauren out. I know Ashley, because she's really close to Morgan, also probably wants Lauren out. I know Lauren stabbed Keanu in the back before. I'm not forgetting about all of this, but I'm just thinking, could Keanu have kept Lauren at this point and tried to establish some sort of deal with her where the two of them can work together for a little while? We know Keanu's never going to turn against Vince for any reason, shape, or form, but would that have bought Keanu another week?
It might have bought him another week. I just think he just was feeling so salty about everything that happened with Lauren. There was no way he wasn't voting for her. Even when Julie was like, who will he vote? I'm like, oh, stop it. It's very obviously going to be Lauren. He plays a lot more with his feelings than he does strategically, as many people do in this game. It happens. It's hard for it not to happen, honestly, after being in a house living with people for so long. It's bound to happen that he wasn't going to let it go. She was going.
I think another thing here, and this is hard for me to think about, but if we try to put ourselves in Keanu's messy brain here for a moment, we've talked a lot about this. He has this vision in his head of him and Vince broing down and making it to the end.
Right.
He's also had this vision in his head for a lot of the season that Ava is his good friend and that he likes Ava and that they get along and all of this. And we know that Ava can't stand him, but it's just like, I don't think Keanu's ever fully gotten it in his brain. I think it's just that inner nerd in him sees something in Ava that he tries to identify with.
I completely understand. If I was in the house, she would probably be someone that I would originally gravitate to as well.
Yeah.
Until I heard some of the things she was saying about other people, and then I'd be stepping out the door and being like, oh, I made a big mistake.
Yes, it's hard in the game because like you're not around for all the conversations. You often you make first impressions. Keanu clearly made that impression of Ava, and he stuck with it. And I'm like you. It's one of the reasons I said Ava pregame was one of my favorites until lo and behold, she wasn't. I mean, at this point in the final five, like to me, she's really the only house guest left when it comes to entertainment value and like even a little bit of gameplay. Yeah, Keanu's a terrible strategist, but at least he's won things and at least he's trying really hard.
Yeah, it feels like she is the last sort of coaster that's there that could win because so many people on the jury are her friends and are like, we're going to be sisters forever. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to win the game.
Now, as we talk about Lauren's eviction at this point, she may be one of the most frustrating house guests to me in a really, really long time.
Yo, even her interview, she said, I don't know, like 3 times. I was just like, girl, I was just cheering for you.
Yes.
I'm on Blue Sky being like, let's go, Lauren, when you won that blockbuster. And now you, a super fan, has a chance to talk to Julie. And you're like, I don't know. I was like, oh my God.
I'm so irritated about her in general, and she just feels like such a casting misstep because it's cool that she was a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that she won competitions.
Yes.
But it's just for someone who claims to be a fan. Like, where's your cutthroat instinct in the game? Like, you barely ever had any. Like, you got a little bit mad at Vince this past week, but you even got over that. It's like when you won the blockbuster, first thing you're doing is just giving Vince this big ol' hug, and it just felt like you were so worried the whole time about being on TV and what's somebody gonna say about you. Like, I have a hard time thinking, it's like, are you really just this indecisive and just quiet and nothing outside of the show?
Well, maybe she is somebody that doesn't like confrontations. Is like, all right, I'll just let it go and move on. I understand. I don't love confrontations either. I'm not, I don't know,
No.
whatever. But it also still speaks a little bit to the reason that I felt like Vince for a very long time was winning this season is because he is very good at turning people around after he's done something. And the
Yeah.
fact that he was able to, put her on the block because Morgan's saying so, and then she can hear her in the room being like, oh my God, Morgan is gunning for me to go. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And still turn that around with Lauren. It's not just Lauren. It's been happening to everybody
Yes.
because this is a specialty that Vince has. It's the Vince special.
He surely has gotten himself into some trouble, but that Vince special, it's still ringing true to some degree because
Crazy it's still working at all.
because Keanu has every reason not to ever want to work with Vince.
Right.
And yet, here we are now entering this final five where, okay, we know that this is going to be a little bit accelerated based on what Julie said, that we're going to have another eviction coming on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's just tip our cap here for a moment to production because I hate it when these final fives, final fours are like a whole week. Feeds are just so dull. I'm glad that they have sped this up.
Absolutely.
Now, this is an endurance competition seemingly coming up here. And I feel like if it's something where you have to hang on something, I think Keanu doesn't have a very good chance. But I really think that there is a chance that we're going to be looking at a Keanu or Vince HOH again. And this would be Vince's fourth of the season.
Welcome to the HOH room again, Vince. I feel like he's going to end up winning this one.
Yeah.
And this one is fine.
This one
is less messy than the one you just had and the one before.
Yeah, it could be less messy, but here's the thing, Vince. Are you gonna get rid of Morgan? I think I know the answer to this, but it's time. Listen, you have no chance of winning this game otherwise. You have to make a move, get rid of Morgan, bring Keanu to the final three because Keanu's gonna take you to the end. And maybe you have some sort of a chance.
What he really needs to do, if he's not going to win this one, is he needs to get his boy to win this one and be like, I won't be mad if you get out Morgan and you and I can go to the end. That's what he actually needs to do. Let Keanu take her out so that he doesn't take her out. So when she's on the jury, she'll vote for Vince.
Yeah, I think as we do look towards the end of this game, it's a very weird scenario, and just in my head here, because game-wise, as somebody who wants to respect game, I want to root for Morgan to win, because Morgan has played, as you have laid out, the best game by far.
Yeah, she deserves to win.
Personally, I'm still rooting for Keanu.
1,000% all day long. I hope he wins. This is a messy season.
Yes.
We need a messy winner.
And it's just so weird as somebody who never roots for like the big buff physical guy. It's so interesting going into these comps and being like, I feel confident my guy is going to pull through. Like, I'm not used to that feeling in competition.
I know he's big and buff, but he's one of us. He is a nerd like us.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Pull it out.
Pull
it out and get out Morgan and win this game.
If he gets out Morgan, I do think he has a really, really good shot.
I think so too.
The last thing we'll say here before we wrap anything up here, and that's mostly just because we've barely talked about her in this video at all, is just that I really still love the position that Ashley is in.
Very good.
Like, we got a little bit of her mastermind edit, not to be confused with the masked mastermind on this episode, where she is making all these different deals with people. But I sort of look into this next HOH cycle, and I am kind of like, she is really the only person who I feel like is 100% safe, no matter what configuration. I don't see how Ashley does not make the Final Four.
I think so too, but she really needs to start winning some HOHs. I know that old Big Brother wasn't like that. You didn't have to win. You were able to sort of strategize your way to the end. That is not the new era of this show. She's not going to be able to sit beside someone who's won, 15 blockbusters and 18 HOHs. It's just not going to be a thing.
Yeah, and it's a very hard sell in a limited amount of time to be like, I'm a lawyer. I've been playing you guys this whole time.
Yeah, and even that as a sell, it's like, okay, so you're like the 15th lawyer that's done this. We just watched Kyle do this over on Survivor. We've seen this a million times. What else have you got? That doesn't mean you deserve to win.
All right, guys, we have made it to the end of our Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers here. Like, how many of you guys' adrenaline is still like through the roof? I get really hyped in these double evictions. I'm probably not going to sleep for at least another 5 hours.
And it's absolutely true. He won't. He'll just be a spinning top. You need to go play some Minecraft.
I got to do something. Play some Minecraft, comb my head. I'll go work on my skyscraper I'm building. But okay, let us know. What did you guys think of this double eviction? Who are you rooting for to win? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and, of course, support us further by joining our Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support. We will see you here next time.